Hey guys, I would like to give you a brief overview of the Elgato StreamDeck, which can be used to control functions of the DCC-EX model railway control system. A StreamDeck is a freely configurable keyboard with LCD displays, which can also display symbols in addition to text. The StreamDeck is connected to a PC via USB. A third-party software called Companion runs there as a server. This includes a DCC-EX module from Peter Daniel. And this module can be used to assign functions to the buttons on the screen. Each key can trigger one or more functions. You can also trigger different functions by double pressing the buttons or releasing the button. So for example, I'm going to the main page, and here I've defined a power button, which sends a power command to the central station. So I press it, and the power on command is sent to the central station. And as you can see here, the color in the background and the text color changes. So pressing again that button switches off the power of the central station, or the track power. Each press of a key triggers one or more DCC-EX commands. These commands are sent to the DCC-EX command station via Wi-Fi. So you need a Wi-Fi shield. Responses can be read in the log of the configuration software, as well as in the serial console, for example in the DCC-EX installer. So I have connected here two StreamDecks. On the right side I have a StreamDeck XL with a lot of buttons, and on the left side with a few buttons, but in addition some rotary encoders. You can assign commands to a key directly or configure it so that it leads to another page that carries out a collection of similar commands, for example for turnout control. For example, you can switch entire routes with just one button. Individual turnouts can also be switched with a delay by entering a delay value. So for example, I'm pressing here the turnouts button, and that leads me to a page where I've defined two turnouts. Every turnout needs two buttons. One is for thrown and one for closed. And if you have not enough buttons, you can define more pages. So as many pages as you want, and just configure here the relevant buttons for the turnouts. So going back to the main page. Now let's go to the control of locomotives. You can also control this without a rotary encoder, for example by selecting the DCC address of a locomotive. So here I've defined some buttons for locomotive control. I can select a button, I can select a locomotive, like here. And this locomotive number is then cached. And then you simply assign different speed values and directions to a series of buttons. I did it here. So pressing the button starts the locomotive with speed 10. Releasing the buttons stops the locomotive slowly. If you have a StreamDeck Plus, like this one here, you can also assign the throttle command to individual controllers and, for example, scroll to the 128 speed levels, like here. And as a response, you can see the speed step here, and as well the direction. Pressing the knob reverses the locomotive and back to forward. Of course, sound can also be triggered. This can be triggered by pressing an assigned key, or for example in different driving states. So I think that's all for now for a quick overview. And I'm planning a second video in which I would like to briefly show you how to configure the StreamDeck using a web browser. At this point, many thanks to Peter Daniel for creating the DCC-EX module and especially to the DCC-EX team. Bye bye.